Ooh, what's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. Big shout out to my doggy, Fabian Timmins, for coming through and boosting up the coin. So, we got some crazy leaked videos right now regarding Deontay Wilder. Oh my god. It's just a nut situation. You see these guys with these boxing gyms, and it's like, what the blow? Do you know what I'm saying? You got yourself a little boxing gym, and you don't know boxing. You just don't. That's what they don't know. Mallet Scott don't know boxing. I hate to say it to you, man. He don't. Just don't know it. That's the bottom line. Let's watch this video here. Just watch this a minute. And obviously, I assume if you haven't seen it, you should see it. We all know the context of this video. We all know how Wilder got smoked. Yeah? So just bear this in mind. All this kind of stuff here. Watch this one here. Watch this. Spinning it like. Again, let's watch it one more time. This is obviously some sort of head movement drill. Who saw him do any of this in the fight? It's not realistic. This guy popping that thing at your face here, he popping it left, popping it right. He ain't trying to hit your head, that's for sure. If you're gonna, in my opinion, if you're learning as a boxer, it makes sense. Like if me and Michelle were practicing, I'll throw one. She started 2 months ago, so I'm gonna throw one blatantly to the left, blatantly to the right, so she gets the rhythm. But if you're doing this 15 years, that hand, whatever this is, he should be trying to spark you in the mouth. Otherwise, what's the point? Because no boxer's going to be throwing it a bit to the left, throwing it a bit to the right. Watch this here. Watch. It's not even going to... Look. It's not even going to Wilder's head. This ball, never goes past Wilder's head. It can never hit him. So what's the point in it? Yeah? I'm going to throw a ball I'm going to poke this ball at your face and it stops here. What's that helping? You ain't never learning. You're not actually learning nothing. You're not learning nothing about timing because it's not going to hit you anyway. So you can move where you want. Wilder could literally stand still and the ball would just go up in his face. And these cats here, it looks cool, right? In theory, not in theory, sorry. Watching it, if you're Joe Public and you watch this, you're like, oh my god, look at the head movement. He's dipping in and out. Oh my god, look at the timing, look at the speed, but who's going to be doing that in your face ever? Who punches like that? At the most, you're probably going to get is a triple jab. Who really throws a triple jab? So what's the point in pumping a ball in your face, ever? In reality, most shots are going to be 1, 2s and 3s. Different combinations. It's never going to be straight in your face like that. Ever. And in my opinion, I'm not an experienced boxer, but in my opinion, in reality, unless you're Floyd Mayweather, you got to get your hands up, man, and catch the shots and absorb them and then dig something off. You ain't going to be doing all this. All the best fighters, Bivol, Beterbiev, Canelo. Look at Tyson Fury. He's supposed to be slick with the head. He's knocked out by Wilder, knocked out by Usyk, knocked out by Ngannou. So really, the evidence, Naz, low hands. He knocked everywhere as well. The evidence actually is now that having your hands up, shockingly enough, it might keep you half safe. Oops. Phenomenal. Who would have guessed that? Instead, the new age is like, put your hands down and let's shake a ball in your face and you can go like a chicken. It's not even like you can say, well, YB, I've seen... This might not be a bad drill. If Wilder was practicing pulling back and banging his right hand over, that might be a good drill, but just backing up and pulling like a duck... What's that doing? Yeah? Wilder should learn to pull something back and whoop! Who here's ever seen Wilder pull back and bang a right hand? Never seen it in my life. He's always leaning forward like a basketball player, like a praying mantis, and then just slings his right hand. This guy needs basics. Basics! Let's get your jab going. Don't worry about all the ball in the face. Anyway, I've digressed here. It irritates me though. I'm not saying I'm a top boxing trainer. I believe I know enough, This is never it. Never. Never it. Could never be it. If you want to do this drill, there should be something coming at you, seriously. I tell Wilder, I'm throwing this at your head now. It's coming for you. I'm pretending this is a real punch, so you best be sharp. At least then it's going to be half realistic. I might not be as big as Zhang, or as powerful as Zhang, or as quick as Zhang, but it's going to be half realistic. You got a fist coming at your face, what will you do? You haven't got a ball stopping 10 inches from your face. What's that teaching you? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's teacher. And the funniest part is at the end when he look at this ball. Look at this ball, people. It gets nowhere near him. No, never does it get anywhere near him. Look at it. It's never coming to his face. Oh, it started. Then he started throwing it. Did he? I don't know. I'll never see it. There it is. It went past his face there. Okay. This big ball with a rhythm like that. Yeah? Nothing tricky. Anyway, this bit here. Wilder spins off at the end. Watch Wilder spin off. He spins off at the end. People, oh my, how many fighters have you seen spin off like that? How many in a fight? A lot of that spinning stuff, if you try it, yeah? If you try that spinning stuff in real life, people just spin back. You actually, unless you have to, from what I've seen, it's only really at the end of a fight when people are tired. It might half work. But at the start of a fight, I've never seen someone at the start of a fight yet cut an angle and the person's just standing there. They just move their feet and you end up back at square one. And it takes a massive amount of energy to do that kind of move. Massive amount of energy does it take. And really the yield, there's a reason, people, no one's doing that in a fight. There's very little benefit. Now, if you've got someone on the ropes and you cut an angle, that can work. But there's this bit here just spinning around the place. Number one, I've never seen Wilder do it in a fight effectively. He don't need that. You ain't going to be Lomachenko. I've never seen what heavyweight have you seen cutting angles like that before? Even Usyk, if I'm honest. Watch Usyk versus Fury. Usyk's got his hands up, he's bouncing, he steps in, gets off, gets out. Once you get to a certain level, you can't get them moves off most of the time. Watch Lomachenko versus Devin Haney. Once you're at the top level of boxing, yeah, you ain't getting them moves off. When you're fighting a stiff-legged bum, yeah, who dare to get beat up, yeah, you might be able to spin around and do all this madness. But once you get to the upper levels, these things just don't. And it looks cool in training, but in reality, it just don't work. That's why you don't see no one do it. If it was that easy, yeah, just cut an angle and get something off in time. It takes so long to spin your body and throw a punch. It takes so long. By the time you've done that, your opponent has two eyes in their head, funnily enough, and they step back or they move themselves. Or they pivot themselves, and you've done nothing but waste a whole bunch of energy. So Wilder's training is, rather than saying, if I would train Deontay Wilder, yeah, Deontay, your beak is in the air like this. Let's get your beak down. That might actually do something, right? Deontay Wilder not coming in like this. That might have served some benefit, right? Deontay, let's get you using them long ass arms to jab something first, to set your right hand up. Nah, let's do this moody head movement. I've never seen Wilder do it in the ring, people. Never seen him do it. What are you wasting time for? Keep it narrow, keep it tight. Get that jab popping out. Bop! Bang the right hand in. To the body. Get it landing to the body. Then come up top. Usyk versus Fury. This ain't rocket science. It's not. You're trying to make it rocket science. It looks cool, and I think a lot of fighters, yeah, not a lot of fighters, but Deontay Wilder certainly, he low IQ. So he don't really know. He just sees something shiny kind of thing. Oh, that looks shiny. Oh, I want that one. I want to be able to spin off. And in my opinion, the best way, yeah, to test these things. If you're a fighter and you're some trainer trying to teach you some corny shit, yeah, what you should do is let your trainer teach you some corny shit and then try and do it in sparring. Even against bums. And you'll find, actually, it don't really work like that. It doesn't work. I've seen all these, me and Michelle was watching these chicks on Instagram, doing all this crazy footwork. All this mad footwork. And the chick, yeah, looked really good. I was like, oh my god. Anyway, two twos. The sparring footage comes on. She's stuck in the mud. Not doing none of the stuff she was doing all her TikTok things with. I thought, what's the point in that then? What's the point in that? Getting punched in her head like this. It's all fun and games until you got a shot come in your face, isn't it? We can all do this. Yeah, let's do this, do that. Let's spin around. Spin here, spin there. Roll under, bang this, roll here. Tricky feet. But the minute you got someone in front of you popping you in your mouth, it's like, okay, well, now we've got to fight. Now we've got to be tight. That's what it comes down to. That's what people like Canelo have learned. Canelo learned, hey man, I'm going to keep my hands up. I'm going to use my eyes and my head, keep my hands up, try and catch some shots and get some shots off. Golovkin, same kind of principle. Beterbiev, same kind of principle. Bivol, he's got better footwork, but ultimately, same kind of principle. He's going to hit you, bounce out of range, cover up, hit you, bounce out of range. In and out, tight. All this extra stuff, especially at heavyweight, you're just never going to be able to move that quick. Anyway, that wasn't the point of this video. That was the start of the point of the video. Here's the actual point. Watch this one here, people. I'm going to play it again. I'll refresh it so it comes up. You can see here Wilder doing some spinning drills. I'm not going to play that footage, but you get the point. We'll play it one more time here. So Wilder's... This guy's got... This corny dude here got that corny ball again. That corny ball again out. And I want to point something out to you. Yeah? So when Wilder spins around this guy, look at this guy here. Yeah? This guy stands still. He doesn't move. In a fight, your opponent... If your opponent... Your eyes and your body moves in split seconds. Again, anyone who boxes knows this. You don't even have to box at a high level. Your body, your eyes work at a quick rate. Yeah? So once you've done something and you see an opponent fixing to turn, your turn can never be quicker than me stepping off or me pivoting. It's like me pivoting my foot round is one move. You trying to spin your whole body and get off is like 3 or 4 moves. So it can never be as quick. So whilst it looks good here, this guy's stuck in the mud. He ain't even looking in the right direction. Spinning off. All your opponent would do. This guy here, yeah, who look, oh my god, you've caught him off guard, Wilder. Oh my god, you spun Wilder. And now you've got now you can kind of throw your left hand spark down here. That's the theory. The theory is you spin off here and then you can bang the right hand or bang some sort of hand, spark off his jaw. So from this point here, you spark him. It opens up. Which, again, if your opponent's stuck in the mud with his hands down, it might work. Right? Because you spun off and then Wilder gets his big right hand here and then slings it out there and chips his chin. People, in reality, yeah, this dude here, all he'd do, see that foot there? He'd move that foot round here and guess what? He's facing Wilder again. There's no angle. That move of moving this foot here, pivoting round to face your opponent or to keep tracking your opponent, it takes a split second. Wilder's spinny thing, that takes a whole bunch of energy and it's 10 times slower. So you've done all the spinning stuff and you ain't got nowhere. That's what we know for a fact. And the scary thing is here, Wilder, yeah, was clearly practicing this spinny thing. And these goofball trainers, who somehow have their own gym, was teaching him it. And gassing him, yeah, Wilder, you will spin off and catch him. And what do we know? Never mind your opponent pivoting around. What your opponent might... Look at the Zhang versus Wilder fight. What did Zhang do? Zhang didn't only just readjust his body to stay in position. He come and got your ass. Because guess what? Like I said earlier, all that spinning stuff, it requires a whole bunch of energy. I've tried it myself. In general, just practicing it. It's super hard. It takes heaps of energy. Because you have to be super explosive. You can't just stumble into that position. It's like a... So what happens when you're round 6 in a fight versus Zhang and you're tired yourself? All of a sudden, that rapid movement, that rapid spinning you saw in this video, yeah, which is essentially a fixed piece, that spinning there, yeah, that you're doing when you're fresh and you're not under pressure and you're not being punched in the mouth and you're not 6 rounds into a fight, that turns into what we saw here with Wilder. It turns into a stumble. Oh, super slow. And by the time you've done that super slow spin, Zhang has run forward and in a straight line, right? That's what I hate to say to people. Straight lines. Straight lines. Straight lines. In most cases, beat loopy, spinny, whatever rubbish. Yeah? Coming straight forward or straight back. That's better in my opinion than Deontay Wilder of all people trying to spin in circles. Clearly it was. Yeah? If Wilder had got clipped on his chin, put his chin down and stepped back or galloped backwards instead of trying to spin something, he might have been alright. He damn sure wouldn't have been clipped on his mouth though. It was the whole spinning that he was already half disorientated. The whole spinning put him... He lost his... Where he's in the ring. People talk about great fighters. They know where they are in the ring. Well, once you've spun around, once you're tired in a fight, you've just been half clipped. And then you're adding a spin to that. It's like putting yourself completely out of orientation. Oops. Boop. Right in your mouth. Zhang comes straight forward and bangs his right hook and you sleep. You'd never believe that this is what... And it's not like you can say about Wilder. for example, yeah, let's say we took Beterbiev or Bivol. If I saw Beterbiev and Bivol potentially trying to add some more facets to their game, I wouldn't knock it. I'd say, well, they've got the IQ, they've got the experience. If they want to try and add another asset, another kind of edge to their game, why not at this point? They've got the basics and the intermediate and the advanced level things down pat. They know how to tuck up. They know how to pressure fight and defend and whatever else you want to talk about. They know how to do it up and down. But Deontay Wilder, of all of his holes, you wanted to try and turn him into a spinner. The fuck? Of all the time you had to spend on things, you thought it was smart to spend it doing spinning. Oopsie doopsie. Deontay, he deserved to get knocked out like that after what I've just seen there. Bottom line. You earned that. Wilder and his team, they earned him getting knocked out. That's what should happen in my opinion. If you spend time in training and your name's Deontay Wilder who doesn't have the best basics, little basics like, you know what, I'm going to throw my right hand and bring my left hand back. And that's what happened in this Zhang sequence. The initial sequence was Wilder threw his right hand and his left hand was here, his chin was there, and it clips his face. If Wilder had swung that right hand and brought his other hand back, and it sounds simple, oh maybe it's not that simple. Well, it is actually. Funnily enough, many a fighter have been saved by doing that very thing. You punch and your hand come back to your head. Nah, let's drill spinning because it looks cool and it feels good. It does feel good. I ain't gonna lie. If you're training, yeah, and you spin off and do something, it's like ooh. But then the minute you get in the sparring, you're like, oh shit. There's no way I could spin on this guy because he's just gonna move his feet. Remember years ago, I was doing some work with my friend, and he taught me the theory of it, and then he himself said, Ollie, he said, it don't make sense because it's hard because your opponent just moves their own feet, so you don't actually gain any ground, you don't gain any advantage or any angle. It only works if they're so knackered that they can't move their feet and they're literally stuck in the mud, which is going to be very rare, if at all, in top level boxing, for someone to be that exhausted they can't adjust their positioning. Anyway, it's a sad state of affairs. Dom Ingle said that Malik Scott is not a good trainer, and to be a good trainer you can't be a friend, and I believe that. There's a time for friends. Same with Sugar Hill, to be honest. Years ago, people was saying, or people were critiquing me. But there was a video of Tyson Fury and Sugar Hill on the table, geeked up, like dancing around and clowning. And I said in that video, I said, great leaders don't fraternize with the troop. Yeah, you don't fraternize. This is business. This is war. Yeah? We going into battle. I need you to understand what we have. This ain't no corny shit. I need you to know when I tell you some, you're going to listen and respect it. Me and you don't need to be doing, maybe when you're retired and I'm retired, and you want to call up Dan the Man Kinahan and get the bag in, we can turn up. But whilst we're in this role, the principal and agent role, yeah, whilst we're in the me and you role, big boss, trainer, and athlete role, I'm not going to blur them lines. That's what I'm not going to do. And look at Sugar Hill now, all washed up looking. Yeah? Sugar Hill fraternising with the troop. Guess what? You got John Fury in the corner, running his mouth. Andy Lee in the corner, running his mouth. Because he's created that environment. Oh, we're all friends. Yeah, we can all pitch in. Oh, it's a community effort. It's a community effort here. Oh, yeah, I respect every man's opinion. Well, oops. That's how it sounded, Mr. Sugar Hill. It sounded like you respect everyone's opinion. That's what everyone was talking. And Peter Fury said, some of the best bars I've ever heard. Big shout out to October Red Media. If anyone hasn't watched it yet, you got to watch Peter Fury's October Red Media. Either way, type in Peter Fury October Red on YouTube. Go to 20 minutes into the interview. The most fire thing I've ever heard. In reaction to Fury versus Usyk, Peter Fury said, "Listen, when I have my corner, I tell him, You grab the spit bucket. You dab his head. You grab the spit bucket. You grab the spit bucket. You dab his head with the cold thing. And I can't remember word for word, but he basically said, "I tell," he goes, "I tell you, shut your fucking mouth." I need to watch it back, but that's how it should be, man. That's how it should be. Yeah, chain of command. There must be a chain of command. Malik Scott, Sugar Hill, they all want to be friends. Yeah, they want to be friends, and Malik Scott don't even understand the game. That's the truth. He just don't. Because if he did, he'd never have that going on. I'm not sure you can say YB. That wasn't Malik Scott who was doing the ball thing. Listen, people, whoever it was, that cat was there at the Wilder fight. Yeah, this was at the Usyk fight. This one here. This was at the Usyk fight. Do you understand? So, again, same principle. If I'm the general, we ain't having no goof troop in there doing this goofy shit. And that people, YB, you don't know boxing. People, Malik's, whatever I don't know about boxing, he definitely don't either. Because if Malik Scott knew boxing, this cat here, yeah, he looks like an old head to me. And that's a problem with some of these old heads. They say, "Oh, I'm an old head. Like you have to respect my position." Absolutely not. Yeah. Because you may know more, but the quality of what you know a whole bunch of bullshit. Essentially, you got no doubt old head. He got a whole bunch of shit in his head. That's all it is, though. Good for nothing. Obviously, good for nothing. Because if any of these cats in Wilder's camp knew the game, even to the most casual extent, like myself, yeah. Well, Malik Scott, this cat here, old head, they'd have been said, "Hey man, really, Malik Scott used to fight. Like Malik, if this stuff worked, why didn't you pull it off? Why have I never seen Malik Scott pull an angle and get off? Why is that? If it's in it, if that's something you can do, why ain't no one doing it? And why don't you do it? Hey man, Wilder, I should cut this angle. You should try it. At least you can say then, well, fair play. You've shown it works. What I can tell you now, putting your hands up and your chin down can never be bad. There can never be a situation, yeah, where by having your chin down and your hands up, it can get worse from that point, right? You've at least got something going for you if your chin's down and your hands are up. At least something. Doesn't guarantee you're going to win. Doesn't guarantee you won't get knocked out. What it does do, it puts you in a better stance than if you've got your hands down and your beak spark in the air. But these dudes want to do some spinning shit instead. So Malik Scott, legitimately 90% of the people watching this video, boxing really is, well, to the mid-level, it's common sense, I'd assume. A lot of it's common sense. The intricacies of it is obviously different, but everything has experience and has skill to it. But the basics are the basics are the basics. And Malik Scott don't understand the basics. He just don't. He just don't. He just don't. He just don't understand it. Not even a bit. Neither does this cat here. Yeah, a lot of people these days are too busy watching anime. They're too busy watching Dragon Ball Z. That's this kind of thing here. Oh, Dragon Ball Z shit. Not real. Don't work. Because if it did, the best fighters in the world, you'd see doing this. How many times have you seen Canelo spin around in a circle? How many times have you seen Beterbiev spin around in a circle? How many times have you seen Terence Crawford spin in a circle? Even Floyd Mayweather. I've seen Floyd Mayweather, to be fair. I think when he fought Marquez, he rolled under a punch, pivoted, and then came up and popped. That's phenomenal. Yeah? But Floyd can box like that, right? That's phenomenal. Top level. Pinnacle. I don't rate Floyd in overall terms, but defensively and his defensive offense, i.e. being able to slip and get off, is probably the best of all time, if I'm honest. That's what we're talking here. The best man who's ever done it can do that. Deontay Wilder. Oh my god. Never. You got Wilder's legs at the best of times, right? At the best of times, he has praying mantis legs. What makes you think you're going to be doing that spinning? Lomachenko, I've seen Lomachenko cut angles before. He's 135 pounds. It gets exponentially harder the bigger you get. Just is. You'll never see a bigger man who's as fleet-footed as a small man. That's just a fact. Even Usyk, the most fleet-footed big man, he's not going to be like Lomachenko is. It's impossible. And it's not, is he? And if you watch that Fury versus Usyk fight, Usyk isn't as fleet-footed as he used to be. Because of that extra weight. At cruiserweight, he was a lot more mobile. But even then, when he was fighting, what's the guy's name? Bradis, he wasn't cutting loads of angles, and it's not that easy to do. Especially not against someone like Zhang, who's got great fundamentals. Wilder wasn't even doing that versus people he may have got away with it with, like what's the other bum called? Well, Hellenius, but there's another bum. Dominic Brazil, stiff as a board. He might have got away with that with Dominic Brazil. He may have even been able to pull off an angle and get the right hand off, spin off and bop for the right cross. But now you want to experiment with Zhang. Oops, busted. This is an indictment on the state of boxing training, people. It's pervasive in the sport. Same as Fury versus Usyk from Sugar Hill's point of view. His corners are shambles. And Fury's whole shtick was a shambles. Again, don't fraternise with the troops. Why? When Sugar Hill was sitting there telling Tyson, stop crossing your legs. Tyson, stop pulling back. Tyson, hold your feet. Boop! Dig your foot in. Boop! Tyson didn't listen to him once. Why? He your friend. That's like your mate telling you what to do. Why am I going to respect that? We've been dancing on the table off the Kinahan. Yeah? These are historic principles, people, in warfare. Why 3,000 years ago was it known the top cats don't fraternise with the lower dudes? It doesn't inspire leadership. It might make you more friendly and appealing in these estrogenic times. It don't make you a good leader, though. That's what it don't do. That's why your corner's a mess. That's why your fighter don't listen to you. It's like raising children. Sometimes being their best friend don't get no respect, though. Yeah? Discipline. You must listen. 100%. You must be seen and not heard. You best believe it. Because that's why these kids ain't got no respect. That's why Billy Joe Saunders' kids be kicking dude. Could never happen. Could never be one of my kids. I'll tell you that for free. Not one of my kids could be seen kicking dude. That'll be one of the last things that you did. You best believe it. That'll be the last of his problems. 100%. Yeah? Feral. No good. Good for nothing. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, click off the bell, 100%. Not that about. Stop it.